Imagine spending years, maybe even decades, in prison for a crime you didn't commit. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, for some people, this nightmare was their reality. Today, we're diving into some of the most shocking cases of wrongful convictions in history. Some were failed by the justice system, and others, well, let's just say luck was never on their side. So stick around, because some of these cases will leave you speechless. It's one of the things I say almost every day. Well, maybe not every day, but I say it a lot, that innocent people get convicted every day. So you might not want to turn this video off. All right, let's start with a case that will blow your mind. Richard Phillips spent 45 years behind bars for a case he had nothing to do with. In 1971, he was found guilty based on false testimony. No physical evidence, just a fabricated story that led to his imprisonment. Decades later, the real perpetrator came forward and Phillips was cleared. The state of Michigan, for this wrongdoing, awarded him $1.5 million in compensation. But let's be real, $1.5 million for 45 years of lost freedom? That is not even close to enough money. All right, next we have one of the most infamous wrongful conviction cases in US history, the Central Park Five. In 1989, 5 teenagers were wrongfully accused of an attack in Central Park. Why? Well, coerced confessions, aggressive interrogation tactics, and a systemic bias played a huge role. For this, they spent 6 to 13 years behind bars, only to be fully cleared in 2002 when the real perpetrator came forward and admitted responsibility. The city of New York later paid them $41 million in settlements, but no amount of money can erase what they went through. I mean, to spend that long in jail for something you had nothing to do with, I mean, that still is just not enough money. Now let's take a trip to Italy, where an American exchange student, Amanda Knox, you probably heard this story, was wrongfully convicted, although I think they still believe they had a case, wrongfully convicted of one of the most sensationalized cases ever. In 2007, Knox and her boyfriend were accused of a crime that they claimed they didn't commit. The trial was a media circus, full of misinformation, coerced statements. I think there's actually a Netflix show about it. But after spending 4 years in Italian prison, Knox was finally cleared. The case served as a warning that media influences can be devastating. Now imagine walking to the store to get groceries and losing nearly 30 years of your life, because that's exactly what happened to Thomas Hainsworth in 1984. And that year, he was wrongfully accused of multiple offenses based on mistaken identity. With no physical evidence linking him to the case, Hainsworth was sentenced to multiple life terms. In fact, it wasn't until 2011, 27 years later, that DNA evidence finally proved he was innocent. The takeaway: eyewitness testimony is far from perfect, yet it still plays a major role in these wrongful convictions. Whether or not people do it intentionally or they think they saw something that they didn't, you cannot always trust eyewitness testimony. All right, this next case was so shocking, it inspired a Hollywood movie starring Denzel Washington. Reuben "Hurricane" Carter, a promising boxer, was found guilty of a case in New Jersey in 1966. The case against him, a flawed witness statement and systemic bias. Carter maintained his innocence from day one, and after spending 19 years behind bars, his conviction was finally overturned in 1985 due to serious misconduct in the legal process. His story is a powerful reminder of how flaws in the system can steal decades from your life. So just remember, wrongful convictions don't just impact individuals. They reveal deep flaws in the justice system that must be fixed. Whether it's false statements, mistaken identity, or systemic bias, these cases prove that innocent people can and do end up behind bars. What do you think? Should there be stricter safeguards to prevent wrongful convictions? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more unbelievable legal stories. And just remember, innocent people get convicted every day. There's tons of books about it, about forced confessions, about people confessing to crimes they never committed, weren't even close to committing, weren't even in the same state as the crime that was committed, and they, for whatever reason, they've confessed to a crime they had nothing to do with. So make sure you always maintain your innocence, if you're innocent, of course, and talk to an attorney if you're ever accused of a crime that you didn't commit.